recently and over the weekend joins us on SicEm365 Radio. Tevin, thank you very, very much. Did you break the state record in the 100 meters?
Yes, I did.
All right, so all three of us would always like to ask this question. Anytime we have anyone who's an athlete that can run, what is it like actually to run like that? I mean, what's the feeling knowing you can just flat out go?
It's really fun. It's nice when you hit top speed because it feels like you're floating.
Floating.
Yeah, that's like the best way to describe it.
Tevin, I like you, but I kind of hate you right now because I'll never feel that. I mean, floating. That's unbelievable.
In a pool.
Yeah.
In a swimming pool.
In the sky.
Like
unbelievable.
Floating. That's awesome.
Tevin, where'd you get your speed from?
I'd have to say from my dad and mom because they were both track athletes.
What did they run?
My dad was a 400-meter runner, and my mom was a 800-meter runner.
Yeah, you know, it's just either you have it or you don't, but then you have to work on those little tiny differences, don't you? How much do you spend when you run the 100 or 200? How much do you actually spend on just getting out of the blocks?
I was, for the past month, I was spending an hour a day working on the first 10 meters of the race, making sure all my mechanics were fine-tuned.
So what do you watch video yourself? How do you break all that down?
Yeah, I was watching a lot of like slow motion videos of how my strides were and how my first steps are.
Well, it obviously worked because you set a state record, 100-meter dash. Take us through just kind of the race, Class 6A, state meet, all your dreams and everything. Just take us kind of through the day and through the race.
For the prelims, for the 100, I had two of the other fastest people in my heat, which made it like more like motivation for me. So I wanted to like set the tone early, and I got out great. And then once I got to the halfway mark, I started pulling away from everybody. And then for the 200, I ran to qualify, so I got fourth overall for the prelims. And then like in the afternoon, I did the same thing with the 100 where I got out great and pulled away from everybody halfway. And then for the 200, I did the same as well.
So, Tevin, when you're running in those prelims, and I know you have to just get fast enough to where you keep on moving forward, how much and how often, and is it difficult to know what you have left in the tank as you get pushed each time you get through one level to the final?
It's hard to do. It's hard not to overexert yourself because I was just running to win for the prelims or running to qualify. But when I broke the record the first time, I didn't think I was going to go that fast.
Tevin, we hear all the time about players playing multiple sports. How do you feel like track and field has benefited you on the football field?
It helped me a lot with stamina, keeping my endurance up, and just being able to play 4 quarters.
So can you run all day? Like when do you how long would you have to run before you'd say like, dang, I'm tired?
Probably around 2 miles.
Okay. That's he's a sprinter. He's not the marathon guys. 2 miles. That's very respectable.
If you had to run long distance, how difficult would that be? You're an athlete. You've got the cardio, the heart, and all that stuff, the lungs. But if you had to run a couple of miles, like straight, is that something that would push you a little bit?
Yeah, that would, because I know for our distance kids, they're running at least 10 miles a week, and I just can't wrap my head around running that much.
And I can't wrap my head around running 10.24 either. I can't even imagine. How much did you pay attention and get to kind of watch what Baylor may have accomplished or spoken with the coaching staff during spring drills?
I've been talking to them a lot, almost every day, and I went to the spring game and I liked what I saw.
What stood out to you from the spring game as far as, the defense was obviously dominant. Were you paying attention to anything in particular, or just, I guess, kind of take us through what you were looking for?
I was watching the DBs and how they played and what techniques they were using, and I was really impressed with the defense because for both of the teams, they played lights out.
Yeah, they played well defensively last year at times. In the last game, it got away from Oklahoma State. I think they were just worn down because the offense struggled as well. When you watch what they do, how much what's in your mind as you know you're arriving on campus sometime this summer to be a part of this and be a part of what looks like could be a really stingy defense?
What goes through my mind is I envision myself what the corners are doing and then seeing what I would do in that situation.
How have the relationships been going as far as just building those ahead of arriving on campus? Obviously, had the change at cornerbacks coach a few months ago with Coach Curtis, but what is it like talking to the coaches and building those relationships?
With Coach Curtis, he was formerly at SMU, and he offered me over at SMU, and I was talking to him every day. So there wasn't much of a drop off with that. And then with the other coaches, we've been talking regularly. So it's been going well.
So, Dave Aranda's pretty good at spotting that defensive back talent. When he's telling you good things, how much do you take those in, just knowing that how many guys before he even got to Baylor that he put in the NFL?
It was like the way he explained stuff. It's easy, to understand, and he's able to translate it well to young people, and you can tell that he knows a lot about what he's doing.
So, Tevin, what are you working on? I mean, obviously, you just wrapped up track, so you've been busy, or you've been with track, you've been busy with that. But as far as coming to Waco, what's kind of the preparations been like, working out wise, but also just getting ready to pick up your life and move somewhere else?
I've been continuing with my daily lift from the workout programs they send me, and then today I was doing football drills and just preparing for the move-in.
Speed kills, and either you have it or you don't. We can talk about the split second and differences when it comes to track and whatever. Tevin, when you see a ball in the air playing cornerback, or anytime you have the ball in your hands, do you feel like you could go every single time? What's that feeling like that you could take something 75 to 80, 90 yards if, in fact, given the opportunity?
It's just whenever the ball gets into my hand and I see an open lane, I get really excited because I know that there's not anybody that's going to be able to catch me.
Baylor is looking forward to seeing you. There's a thread on our site, SicEm365.com. Of course, you've talked to Grayson, among others, before, Colt, but there's a thread that said speed's coming, and it's all about you and what you did at the track meet at Oklahoma. And they got, we got to get a Kalen Barnes.
Kalen Barnes is pretty fast.
He can out go as well. I mean, there's a chance that this secondary has the ability to be incredibly fast.
Tejada's fast.
Tejada, he can run among some others as well. How much fun is it going to be in that group of those corners and the fact that you guys can be explosive?
It's going to be amazing. With the way that Coach Aranda prefers his defensive backs, he likes them fast, so it's going to be great for all of us.
Tevin, you nervous, excited, combination of both as far as making the move?
A combination of both. I think it's more nerve-wracking for a new change, but I'm excited to get there.
When is graduation, or have you already had it?
Graduation's May 21st for me.
May 21st. That's this Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. And then you get maybe about a month to breathe, right? Not even how much? Well, you arrive on campus in June for one of the first semesters of summer?
Yeah, move-in day for me is May 29th.
Wow.
So, yeah, you don't have much time at all. Turn around. Less than 2 weeks till you move to Waco. Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In the end, we've had players on, basketball players, football players. We've seen Mark Vidal walk across the stage. He's the first person in his family to get a degree. I know you've had success in your family when it comes to academics, athletics, or whatever else. In the end, what does Baylor mean to you before you even arrive on campus, what they try to represent?
Just being set up for life, having the ability to take care of myself and my family for the next 40 years, just with the degree alone, means a lot to me.
Well, everyone's excited to see you. Hey, congratulations. So 10.24 is a state record. What was your fastest time prior to that?
10.51.
Oh, wow, nice jump.
Whoa.
What? Nice jump. Yeah.
I was expecting to say 10.29.
Yeah, 10.35 a little bit.
Yeah.
Was there a little bit of a breeze behind you?
Yeah, there was. The wind was 2.6.
Okay. And and I'm not a track guy. Obviously, I wouldn't ask you this question. What is it to make everything feel like a national record official or something like that?
Anything below 3 miles per hour is illegal.
Okay, well, you're fine then. You're legal,
Yeah.
Tevin.
That's why I
You're
set the
legal.
record.
Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. I didn't know how close to that number you were. Hey, congratulations on what you're doing. Everyone's excited, as I mentioned. Thanks for your time, and enjoy these last few weeks, and get to Waco.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you too. Tevin Williams III, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Talked about his mother and father, Melissa, and also Tevin Sr. running track as well. He can flat out go. No question about it. When we come back, the Cowboys are wrapping up a rookie minicamp. Paul, is it today the last day?
Yeah, they were there this weekend, so yeah, I would think.
And we'll have Nick Eatman of DallasCowboys.com. He will join us